We are 9 anglers into this weigh-in. We have 9 century belts and 1 angler left to go. Let's get him rolling this way, trying to make history. He is already the youngest angler ever to qualify for the Bassmaster Elite Series. He left the dock this morning leading the Dakota Lithium Rookie of the Year race, leading the Progressive Bassmaster Angler of the Year race. He is 19-year-old fishing phenom from Illinois, Trey McKinney. He started the day with 97 pounds and 5 ounces. Let's get him side by side. Trying to become the youngest Elite Series champion ever. He needs 28 pounds, 5 ounces. 33 pounds, 10 ounces, 33-10, and Trey McKinney becomes the youngest Bassmaster Elite Series champion in history with 130 pounds and 15 ounces. You are the youngest ever qualified to be here. You are the youngest to ever win an Elite Series event. And I would assume, well, yes, you are the youngest to ever become a Bassmaster Century Club member. So let's hold that high. 130 pounds and 15 ounces. And 19-year-old Trey McKinney joins the Bassmaster Century Club. Trey, we have heard about you for years. You were 18, like he literally just turned 19 last week. I mean, this is his first event as a 19-year-old. But man, 19's a pretty good year, huh?
It's a year I'll never forget, I'll tell you that much. Even this tournament this week, I mean, it has all been a blessing, man. I mean, today I was spinning out pretty bad. You know, I had 28 pounds, which is a great bag, but I know who just left this stage. I know the guys that was in the top 10, and I know how tough they were. So I was not comfortable where I was, and I felt the pressure, man, and we kept going. I still had a 3-pounder, and I was like, man, if that one is the one that cost me. And Lord had a plan. You know, I had a bunch of people on my stuff, so I was like, you know, we're going to run off the cuff. And I pulled in this little area. I had saw one fish, couple fish, and I was like, you know, let's just check it. And I caught a 7.6, and it just changed my whole outcome of why we do it.
An incredible event. You were challenged today, though. I mean, and that's what everybody loves to see. They love to see the champion challenge. But this next part, how long have you been waiting for this?
I think every time I could speak, anytime I knew what I was doing, anytime, I mean, as young as I can remember, this right here, this moment, I mean, I hope I will never forget this moment. This is something that if I ever forget, it's going to be a bad day, you know. So this is something I've dreamed of. I mean, just to look out here upon all these people and everybody else and have my dad here. I mean, he's always home supporting us and everything at home, and just have him here on this one-time occasion. And hopefully time, you know, we got a long season, a long career, hopefully. So it's a blessing.
I'm pretty sure you got a bright career ahead of you. It took you exactly 2 Elite Series events to become the youngest to basically do everything. I mean, you were also with 130 pounds, 15 ounces, you were less than 2 pounds short of the all-time record that Paul Elias holds. And you're just getting warmed up.
I'll tell you what, I mean, I don't know about that, but I'll tell you what, one thing is we're not going to let off. You know, it's I'm going to try every minute, every time to work as hard as I can, you know, to just, I mean, just figure them out. You know, it's everything. It's us versus Bass, and I have all the supporters, everybody behind me, everybody back home. I had some people show up today that, you know, I didn't think was possible, and I see their face here, and that means everything to me. So, I mean, we're going to try everything just to keep it on a straight road, keep our heads straight. I'm still young, you know, there's temptations everywhere. So hopefully we can just keep it straight, keep what we do, and just learn how to figure out the bass and everything else.
You're an inspiration to watch. Let's make this official. I'd like to welcome out Matt Florentino from AFTCO to do the handoff. We're about to see history be made. The youngest Elite Series champion in history, the AFTCO Bassmaster Elite at Lake Fork belongs to 19-year-old Trey McKinney. McKinney makes it happen with 130 pounds and 15 ounces. The youngest to ever qualify, the youngest to ever accomplish this, the youngest Century Club member. And you are leading Dakota Lithium Rookie of the Year as of this morning. You are leading Progressive Bassmaster Angler of the Year, and you're 19.
Yes, sir. And I do have one thing, and I hope my mom and dad are coming right now. I would love to hold it with them.
That tells you a lot about this young man. Let's bring his family out right now. It's a team effort. Team McKinney got this done. They told me this morning when he was a little boy, they watched him fish, and they said, I don't know what a future pro looks like, but we think we got one, and they definitely do. Team McKinney finishes in spot number 1. Your AFTCO Bassmaster Elite at Lake Fork belongs to Trey McKinney. You guys have worked so hard for this. I mean, supporting. I mean, every parent just wants their kid to follow his dreams. What does this feel like?
All I got to say is God showed out today. All the prayers that came through to this boy, it's just unbelievable. And I want to give him all the praise for it. Amen.
Dad, how proud of you?
It's unbelievable. It's been a lot. It seems like it's been a quick journey, but man, it's just went step by step by step, and it's just unbelievable. God is great.
Incredible. You're an inspiration to kids. You have no idea how many kids are watching around the world right now. Slogan, we have big bass, big stage, big dreams, and you're a proof that you don't have to wait a long time to accomplish them. Before it gets crazy here, we have another presentation to make to you. But before that all goes down, tell me how you did this, baits and your approach.
Absolutely. I have one thing to say, though. Rick Cheatham here, he's back at home, and that is one person I would have never done this without. I hope he's watching. I mean, he has been everybody. He's took me everywhere across the country. I mean, I have just everything about it. He's took me in the lows, the highs, everything else, and that's why we're here as well. But, I mean, everything this week, you know, it changed, and that's what I love about it. It was off the cuff. I mean, today I caught every fish on something I never even, I mean, hardly even threw the last 2 days. And that's hard to do when you catch 30 pounds the day before, and you go out and do it again, and it's like, oh, my goodness, it ain't working. Like, freaking out. Like, I was like, they ain't biting, they doing something. So Strike King Ocho and a Strike King Baby Structure Jig done the trick today. It was pretty interesting, you know. We caught some big ones today, and then the other days was more of like a smaller technique, you know, like a Z2 from Strike King's really well as well, and any kind of smaller finesse jerkbait. You know, these fish are absolutely crazy smart.
I'm pretty sure you were bred for this. You guys think he's got a good future? I think you're seeing history. One day, people will say, I stood there and watched Trey McKinney win his first Elite Series event. I bet you it is the first of many, but we have more presentations to make to you. Hand that off to Mom and Dad, and I'd like to bring out Lisa to hand off a very special guitar from Dallas artist Amy Vass. Neil McCoy was given one earlier today, and now our champion, Trey McKinney, makes history in Texas. The youngest angler ever to win a Bassmaster Elite Series event. The youngest angler to ever qualify here. And that's a record that I gotta believe will never be broken. I mean, records are made to be broken, but I mean, you just turned 19.
Yes, sir. I mean, and like I said, it's every step of the way. I mean, Lord has had his hands on it, you know. I mean, I don't know how I've ever become to be where I am right now. You know, everything's fell in place. Like, I mean, it's crazy. You know, I look back 2 years ago, and I was still, you know, at home fishing BFLs, trying my hardest in that, and 2 years later, we're standing up here, you know, with a crazy guitar and a big blue trophy. So it is, it's unbelievable. You know, I mean, the goal this week was that just hang in there with these guys. And right when the thought come, it was possible. It was pretty special.
You hung in there with these guys, and I'm pretty sure they're looking at you, wondering if they can hang with you in the future. A new superstar of fishing, and we are happy to have you here. Young fishing phenom. Let's hold the trophy one more time. The AFTCO Bassmaster Elite at Lake Fork belongs to 19-year-old Trey McKinney, the youngest Elite Series champion in history. 130 pounds and 15 ounces. 10 century belts and a 19-year-old champion. Just when you think Lake Fork can't get any bigger and better, Texas, you deliver time after time. I got to thank Wood County, Sabine River Authority, everybody that made this event possible. Let's hear it one more time. We love you, and I can't wait to come back.